Hello and welcome to Yoga for Hands. Together we'll be working on these guys today. We'll begin sending palm to palm at our hearts, gently closing our eyes, and feeling into our breath and our bodies. We can inhale and lift the crown of the head a little taller. You can exhale and melt the shoulders down away from the ears. We'll take a couple of centering breaths. We'll send our awareness now to our hands, observing the natural pull of the palms to each other, as though gravity is playing a role. We can begin to observe the places where the palms touch, where the hands touch. On my body, I notice the fleshy space below the thumbs, the pads of my fingers, the base of the palm and the wrist. I can also feel into areas of space, the hollows of the palms, the gap between the index finger knuckles, the spaces between the thumbs. Depending on the shape of your hands and your body, if you can touch even just one set of finger pads to each other, it's enough to be able to practice this. And we'll begin to send our awareness specifically into our dominant hand. For me, that's my right hand. Each inhale, I'll inhale sending energy and awareness to the right hand. Each exhale, I'll exhale away any stagnancy or holding in the hand. I'll return my awareness to both hands, and I might notice some increased heat in the right hand. I might notice that the right hand feels larger than the left hand. And I will shift back to the left hand. Again, closing our eyes, inhaling and exhaling. I'm returning my awareness again to both hands. You can feel into the difference again between the left side and the right side. As I release that difference, I can begin to wiggle my fingers and then gently move the hands up and down, creating some warmth between the palms, noticing as you pull the hands away from each other from that gravitational pull. Once the hands are warm and moving, we'll rest the palms over the eyes. We can blink the eyes into the palms. With eyes gently closed, we can run the hands up and down the face. We'll gently cover the ears with our palms. We'll run the palms one over the other down the throat and land again with palm to palm at the heart. We'll blink our eyes open. And we'll gently interlace our fingers, send the palms forward and then overhead, feeling into that stretch of the arms and the knuckles. You can press up a little extra on one side and press up a little more on the other side. We'll release our hands down, resting them on our knees. Feeling into that natural choice that we've made around palms facing down or palms facing up. With our elbows relatively straight, maybe resting the arms forward, back of the hand against the knees. You can just open and close the fingers, moving from 80% open to 80% closed. And we'll rest the hands, palms facing down. Our next few movements are part of the Prana Sanchalana Kriyas. They're wonderful for loosening the joints, for creating movement in the joints in particular. So extend our hands forward. We can either have our palms facing forward, or for some more gentleness on our wrist, the palms can face the earth. Here we'll move from inhaling and stretching the palms wide to exhaling and sending the thumb into the palm and wrapping fingers around into a fist. Inhale, stretch wide. Exhale, close. See which way feels good for you. We'll gently rest our hands down, pausing to feel the effects of the movement. Again, observing any warmth or tingling activity in the hands. We'll extend our hands forward once more. Again, the option to have palms facing forward. And here we'll inhale forward, and then we'll exhale, flexing back, feeling into the base of the wrist. Inhale forward, exhale down. We'll rest our hands down. Again, noticing the effects of the movement. And now we'll send palm to palm facing each other. Here we'll flex at the joint, the space in between the fingers and the palms. We'll exhale, bringing the fingers horizontal, and inhale to vertical. And we'll rest down. Once more, we'll send hands facing one another. And this time, we want to flex at that middle joint of the hand. We can sync with our breath, or we can move a little faster than that, if that feels good. Feeling into your body, seeing what feels right, the slower movement or faster. This movement is especially good for my left hand. I do a lot of gripping when I'm hand quilting, and my non-dominant hand is holding the quilt steady, gripping a lot. This creates a lot of movement, that idea that motion is lotion for the hands. And again, we'll rest down, observing the effects, taking the time to cultivate the habit of performing a movement and then noticing how it makes you feel. We'll send palm to palm now. And with palms together, we'll inhale, opening the fingers wide, and exhale to close. Inhale, stretching the fingers, exhale, closing. Or the option, if it feels good, to move a little bit faster, losing sync with the breath, but listening to that intuitive wisdom of our bodies. And we'll rest our hands down, again pausing to notice the effects. We're going to create some additional warmth in our bodies now, and we'll do that through the very fun activity of clapping. If you think about most of the time when you clap, your attention is very much elsewhere and not in your body, and so you might not know just how exciting it is to feel the effects of clapping in your body. But we're going to begin just a traditional clap, so hands together, clapping. We'll rest our hands down, maybe resting them long and heavy at our sides. You might immediately feel a buzzing in the hands. I'm very active. The tingle, some heat, the increased circulation. For me, it's a very immediate and powerful reaction from clapping. We'll recenter ourselves, and even though you can probably still feel the effects of that first clap, we're going to do now perhaps a more dignified variation of clapping. So we'll send the fingers of one hand to the palm of the other and clap. And again, we'll rest our hands down, pausing to feel the effects of that self-massage. We'll make our way now to the opposite side. Again, fingers to palm. And we'll rest our hands heavy at our sides or on our knees. Again, feeling the effects of the movement. A pulsing, tingling vibration in the hands. Our last variation of clapping is with the back of the hand. So we'll send one palm to one back of the hand. Maybe it's easy to move both hands at the same time. Maybe it's easier to keep one hand still and clap with the other hand. Continue to listen to your body. Maybe trying the dignified version, and palm to palm. Again, we'll rest down, feeling into the vibration now on the back of the hand. We're ready now for our last variation of clapping. So the other back of the hand, here we go. And rest. Elbows as straight as we can when we rest. You'll find that quilters spend a lot of time with the elbows bent. Allowing our eyes to be closed and resting is also a powerful way of resting when we're quilting or zooming. And if we listen in to our hands, can likely still feel that vibration and tingling in the hands. Opening our eyes, we'll move to our second self-massage for the hands. This time we're going to wash our hands. Hopefully we've been spending lots and lots of time washing our hands lately. And so here we're going to give them a good dry scrub. Anything that you might intuitively do by getting your hands in the water, cleaning them, rubbing. It's a beautiful way to wash your hands in this practice. So now let's send that one of our hands to wash the other a little bit more, getting into those grooves of the fingers. Getting the back of the hand. And now the other side. We'll fold the hands one over the other. Continuing to do a dry wash of our hands. Scrubbing palms together. Scrubbing into the palm. Maybe applying some pressure, using some strength to wash the hands. And any last crevices. And we'll rest our hands down, elbows relatively straight, eyes closed. Noticing the effects. It's a different kind of vibration, warmth, and circulation that comes from the dry wash of the hands. They might feel alive and throbbing, again in a way that you probably don't notice when you wash your hands with water. We'll recenter. And now we'll do a much gentler massage for the palms. I'm going to begin by massaging my left palm. And I'm going to massage in a circular direction in a counterclockwise way. So as though the face, that front of my palm were a clock, and moving counterclockwise, massaging all the way around. If it feels better, I can do that with my thumb. And if I don't want to use my fingers, I can even do that movement with my elbow. So just gently pressing down, right elbow into the palm. And now I'll massage in the other direction. So finding a clockwise direction to massage the center of my palm. We're stirring the body energetically. That left-handed version is more of a moon or a feminine energy. Helps to release and let go. And then the clockwise direction. We'll change hands as we do that. So the clockwise direction is more of a solar, a sun, or a masculine energy. And that energizes, activates, refreshes the body. So first we're letting go of, releasing, and then we are infusing prana and energy. We'll go in the opposite direction now on the right hand. Again, you can use your fingers, you can use your thumb, or you can use your elbow to do that stirring. We'll gently rest the hands down, pausing to feel the effects of that stirring movement on the hand. Our next massage technique is to apply pressure in a grid across the entire palm, as though we were reading a page on a book. We can use, as long as our fingernails aren't too long, we can use the actual nail point of our thumb. So we're going to press in just like a grid, gently pressing across the hand, always left to right, as though we're reading. We want to create some support with the fingers behind the hand as we press. And as we move along, we want to be intuitive and react to the way that our hand feels in terms of how much pressure. So if it feels good to have more pressure, you can. If it feels like, oof, that's too much, well then ease up. You have control over that. If you hit on a spot that's a little extra tender, for example, I've hit on this spot right in that center between index and thumb. I might change to use my index finger instead of my thumb. And in that particularly tender spot, I can allow my hand to feel more soft, more relaxed. And I can press with a steady, even pressure until the hand is relaxed. So finding that pressure point and then allowing it to soften in the hand. Continue making my way across the palm. And as I get to other spots here, it's a little deeper in, but other spots that feel a little bit tender, I can continue to press and hold on them, allowing them to gently relax and soften. Make my way across the rest of the hand. And as you move at your own speed with your body, you can shift over to the opposite palm whenever you're ready, depending on if you're right-handed or left-handed. And the way that you quilt, one hand might have a lot more of those pressure points than the other hand. A beautiful tip about Ayurveda is that if you're having any kind of sinus or you're feeling sick, a lot of times that this fleshy space below the pinky, that will be extra tender. So it's good to press on it when you're not sick because then you know what normal feels like. So just gently finding that grid, moving across, noticing and appreciating any of the differences between the sides. Sometimes a deep exhale is helpful in relaxing a little more into that hand. And when you're done, just rub the hands a couple times to relax them, and then again, rest the hands on the knees or heavy at your sides if you're in a different type of chair. And returning to that pose we began in, palm to palm at our hearts, eyes gently closed. You can notice the effects of our practice, feeling into the hands, feeling into the hands and observing the difference, if any, between now and the beginning of our practice, between the right and the left hand. And we'll close our yoga practice today by honoring that the best in me honors the best in each of you, by saying Namaste. Thank you everyone for practicing, and I hope that you have a wonderful experience with these techniques, perhaps even just focusing on one of them, committing one to memory to practice with more regularity.